Hello Oxford, this is Mark here and welcome back to the Sanctuary Ark here with Marksimus. And have we been busy? Marksimus has been running around like an eggless chicken. Yeah. Alright, let's just check, see what time we've got. 8:31, day 18. Now we're going to be jumping the gun a bit because we're going to be making an item we really haven't got the resources for, so but we're going to concentrate on getting them and getting this weapon. We're going to do a weapons upgrade. Basically, all we've really had is a pike. Now there are other weapons that we've picked up, you know, ascendant rifles and stuff. I like a particular weapon, which is what we're going to try and attempt to create in this episode. Now we've been doing a lot of crafting, like using the mortar and pestle here, and we're still using this over here to make gunpowder. Now it's a pretty slow process, and what we really want is the chemistry bench, and we're going to try and see if we can get one of those crafted, but don't know about the resources for that, but we'll see. Well, this box we're just using as a container to keep all the items that we want for our next sort of project, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And the weapon is a modded weapon, Mr. Rad Tools or MR Rad Tools mod. We've been making paper in here, which is a resource required, and that's where the acid comes from as well. We require that. And to make gunpowder, we've needed the spark powder and the charcoal. That's that process that's been going on more recently. So here we'll be making paper, acid and stuff. Yes, the main bench where the weapon and ammo are. Right, we've got the advanced cauldron, which is we're making coal, which is a quicker way of getting charcoal using wood. Yes, we're going to need a lot of charcoal, a lot of gunpowder. Yeah, next to it here we're going to have the chemistry bench. Okay, now for the meat and potatoes. Now I'm really surprised that we've done so well as we have as far as the resource is concerned. We've got a load here already. Doesn't look a lot, but we ain't nowhere near done yet. And we've hit a roadblock as such. We'll look at that. We need some copper, I believe. So I put enough resource in here to make 2 V83 guns. You need to craft a power cable. Well, actually 2 power cables, but we require copper. But we're short on a particular resource, which is silica pearls or silica. We need to collect a lot more of that before we can actually make the copper, then we can make the gun. But that's not all. There's a lot more to it, because we can upgrade this gun to a maximum of plus 250%, which is what we're going to attempt to do as well. Now that requires other resources, including aluminium, which is going to be another stumbling block. But using the mortars and pestles is really slowing us down, so we're going to have a... Oh, I'm wondering, will we be able to... it might be electronics. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got it. Oh, that's going to use up our electronics. I think we ain't got many of that. And we need pearls to make electronics, so we really need to go and find a place to get pearls from. Anyway, we're going to craft that because that's going to be a real time saver. Alright, let's place that there. I think that's going to be that. Yeah, spot on. That's perfect. Right, what to do? I think we'll start it straight up because we've got a bit of resource. We'll use some of this coal, which we've crafted already. So we'll drag that across. And then we need spark powder. We've got a bit of that, as we saw earlier. But we can go big time on this stuff. I could spend, like, I don't know, several minutes offline when so all this sort of stuff is crafting business. If you're watching this particular video, you know where it's all coming from basically. We do keep running out of wood though, so we're going to have to get a lot of wood as well. What to do with this? We'll put this in the storage thing here because we're going to make ammo as well, so oh goodness me, we're going to need a lot of different resource. Well, we'll put that in there. Okay. Gosh, we're all over the place here, look, but we're getting there, we're getting there. And then we can get, there we go. Yes, that is so much quicker. That's going to save us a lot of time. And we can't get the resources as quick. Yeah, massively quick. As far as collecting resources and that, we get organised as we go along. You know, we might end up spending a whole day just collecting certain things. Now, another way of speeding things up is by using the S+ pull function, selecting what we want. We ain't got much We ain't got much flint either. We're running so low. I mean, it's taken us, what, 18 days more or less. I think we're on day 18 to collect a lot of this stuff, and we're going to be using it up within a couple of hours, basically, just for one weapon, which is not necessary. You can use the other weapons, but you're still going to have to craft stuff. You're still going to need gunpowder and so forth, so we can craft different components within the same chemistry bench here, which is handy. So we want some stone, and what we'll do then, we can make some more spark powder up to go with our charcoal, make some more gunpowder. Yeah, once you get ahead of yourself, then you'll be fine. Just every now and again you come in, craft a bit of whatever, and then you're laughing. Yeah, I've dropped them in there. Being a bit more organised with storage is a good thing. I'm just basically ad hocing this at the moment. I just want to try and get this weapon made within this episode. It's not absolutely necessary to do it this way. Oops. Okay, that's a disadvantage. I've used the pull function and it's pulled it from here. So I've got to replace all those bits there. Right, we've got a couple of stumbling blocks, as I call it. Our resource. We need that copper, and to make the copper, which is here, we need silica pearls. We've got the charcoal, we've got some charcoal, we need some more of that which we can make. We need silica pearls. Yes, also electronics. Yeah, we're practically stuck. We need the silica pearls. Well, I'll have another little check round and see what's what, but it looks like a trip to the ocean. Yes, we've hit some good fortune. I was making up some scuba gear or collecting the resources to do so. And I've left some silica, not silica pearls, but silica in here. I've taken it out now and it's already in the Rad Tools workbench. It should give us enough to do 2 copper. Now we've got some metal and some charcoal to place in as well. I know we can get silica on the map somewhere, but I think this came from an orbital drop. We'll have to make a note of where we can find this silica. Now, as far as silica pearls are concerned, I don't think there's an abundance on this map, but there are 1 or 2 spots. We'll go and check them out at some point. Silica pearls are a very important resource for the future, that's for sure. And it's got to be upgraded as yet, but we can now make our V83. Oh, we can't. Oh, we haven't made the we haven't made the power cable yet. We need to go back to, where is it? Crafting resources. Right, you've got to be aware that there is actually 2 different power cables there. You've got the super, which we don't want, and we've also got the one we do want, power cable C. Well, we need 2 of those, and then we can craft 2 weapons, which are quite powerful in their own right, but it's not over yet, no. Well, we'll craft these, so there's a couple of options from, I think it's copper to platin, which is platin's highest, which improves the functionality of your weapon by 250%. Yes, this next step, at this point in time, is not necessary. You got your weapons, they're pretty powerful, we can go out and so forth, but in this episode I want to upgrade it and get it out of the way so we know what we got. Now the acid is not difficult to acquire, requires citronol, which we've got access to, but the aluminium's a different story. Right, acid, cement paste, citronol times 20, and some hide, and we got plenty of hide and plenty of cement paste, believe it or not, mostly from recycling. Okay, so we need some citronol, so we're going to go over to the farm, we're going to collect a load of that, bring it back, and we're going to craft some of that acid. Oh, that took a bit of doing, collecting that like that. Now you can have, obviously if you've not got access to a farm like this on whatever map you're on, you've got the crop plots, so you can make or grow loads and loads of this stuff, and we've managed to collect almost 1,000 there, and also we can convert those seeds in the future, but that's another thing we'll come to later. Right, so it took a bit of time, as I say, because we're having to pick all that up by hand, but it's still quite quick considering, you know, what day we're on. We can get back and make some acid up now. Yes, the disadvantage of, well, with a lot of things within this workbench is the crafting speeds are really slow. Well, especially compared to, say, the chemistry bench. Forward planning required. Okay, so the crafting of the aluminium we've just done, was it 24? It's taken absolutely ages. We need 50 just for one gun. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do that, and then we can come back in the future. Oh, we know what we're doing. So what I'll do, as I say, in the future I'll have this sort of thing going on in the background, and then we can upgrade the other gun as and when and if needed. Right, time's getting on. It's nearly 5 o'clock, day 18. We require crystal, citronal, metal. We've got to collect a lot of this stuff before we can do any more of this aluminium stuff. We have lots to do the resource collecting off camera. I want to get at least one of these weapons to our maximum improvement. Get out there, do a weapons test. Yeah, before the end of this episode, hopefully. We'll see how things go. Yeah, we've been out, we've collected quite a lot of resource, and but we've hit another roadblock. We've now run out of crystal again. We've only got some, didn't quite get enough, but time must be getting on. Oh, actually. Oh, that's the early morning music, so we're now on day 19. Yeah, it's a small raft ride away and we can go and get some crystal, but while we're doing that, we're going to start crafting some simple bullets. We require a lot of these, and with some other resources we're going to convert them into the ammo that's required. Yes, it's pretty expensive but worth it. 3 or 4 different resources to make, which we'll take a look at now. We want gunpowder, mail ingot, paper, the rad tools paper, and the simple bullet which we need to create our ammo. Set off on our way. We ain't got to go too far. In fact, I'm using just the raft, and there's other creatures, flies and all sorts, so I'm doing it in a certain way, a little different to most. Okay, 6 AM. We picked a couple of things from that supply crate which was over there behind us, and that's where we just come from. That's where the pyramid is. We're going to get into the wooded area through to the mountain. We really don't need any hassle here. Let's see if we can pacify these. Yes, it's looking good. Up to now, it's been a little bit too easy. I'm sure I've got some non-spawners on the map now. I did a little test actually on the island, and that seems to be the same. Single player, nothing to do with the servers or anything. Anyway, we'll continue on. Oh, we have an RG up there. This is going to be a little easier than I thought. What else we got? Oh, we got some. Oh, we got a human NPC. Oh, the spawns are coming in now, are they? Yeah, they would. And a saber tooth up there. Well, we'll get this lot best we can. Got quite a bit of weight on there, so we're going to drop this. I'm going to go back because while it's that easy, we might as well take advantage of it. And we collected. Well, we've collected, what's that, 319 crystal. Well, it's probably better to have an orgy to collect this sort of thing. Well, hopefully the human NPCs will still be passive, and I can't see why they wouldn't be. Well, we've just passed a couple of arches, but they're too low level, otherwise I'd have probably gone for one. But we've got some raptors up there, so it's getting a little busier, and very likely. Have a look there. I was largely there. Look, very likely a lot harder. Gosh, I'm surprised to see the humans there with them raptors about. There's 3 there, is there? We should be alright with them. The humans are going to be more worried about. Here they come. See if we can pacify them rather than take them on. Yeah, we're okay now with them. We'll take them on over there. You're only at 10. Might try and tame 1 or 2 of these in the future. Not that one, that's a 5, the lowest one you can get. Right, let's get some crystal. That's what we're here for. Oops, here we go. Took them out, wondering where the hell I was going to end up, you know, backing up and falling off a cliff. Oh yeah, I was gonna try and help her out, but it wasn't to be. Oh, another one. Oh, our health's okay. We've probably lost a bit of armour there. Anything else about what we got in here? We'll grab whatever. We'll definitely grab the meat. We don't need any of that. Mind you, it's in pretty good shape. Do you know, I think I will get that. Just in case we need it on the way back. Right, let's get some of this crystal. I think this is about it. There's some more down the mountain. I think we need to increase our weight carrying ability. Well, we still run a bit. There is some crystal over there, but we can't carry anymore. Got arches there. There's 1 or 2 creatures spawning in now in this area. There's no need to pop it into storage. We might as well just carry it back, because we're going to be getting it unloaded pretty quickly when we get back there. See what else we can get organised with our weapons upgrade. And we are going to need silica pearls for the future, but we'll probably do that another time. Right, we'll get all this offloaded. We'll put them straight into the crafting stations, I think. And all this might seem a bit long-winded, but once you get organised, once you've got the crease, you've got an RG, you've got, say, an anglerfish, because that collects a lot of pearls, and you know where things are, you can collect your resources pretty quickly, and so forth and so with. But what we'll do here, we'll drop all the crystal off. I think that's all we need, and then we might have enough to, in fact I'm pretty sure we're going to have enough to be able to do our aluminium. Yeah, the main advantage I think with this weapon, it's reload and fire rate. I just cannot get on with the shotgun. It's way too slow, especially when you're in the boss arenas. This is ideal, not to mention it's pretty powerful. Anyway, let's have a look. We can do 16. I think that's 32, so we're going to have enough, because I think it does double what it says there for some reason. So we get 2 for every 1. I'll just double check that. It's slow. Look how slow. I'll leave that for me. I'll usually cut this bit out. Generally, in the Rad Tools workbench, the crafting speeds are really, really slow on a lot of things. Yes, but like most things from this mod, it's well worth it. Well worth the extra time. Right, we've got 2 out of that. So that's 32 altogether, and that'll give us the 50 we require. Most of the resources here for 2 upgrades, except for the aluminium. And we've actually got 70 aluminium now, so we've got an extra 20. So on the way to making the second one, but I'm going to be doing that off camera in the future, because I just want to get this sorted now. I'm going to do a test. So what we'll do, we'll craft one of those, and then I think we have to load the gun in, and then we can, well, we'll show you that in a sec. But we've got our aluminium and our improved parts platin. I must admit I was a little confused when I first did this many years ago, because I was trying to drag the platin into the gun, but it don't work that way. What you have to do is load the gun in, and then you got the list at the bottom there. Press the N key, notice the stats menu, damage hit 63 and spread 13 to get attachment UI, and there we have it. The platin there, we click on it, and now it's in. Damage hit 63 to 220, and the spread 8.45 from 13. Less spread is good. Yeah, just taking a look at that there. It says improved parts is attached, basically, and you can unattach it and you can put other attachments to it if you wish, so forth. But we'll place that back, and we now have our B83 weapon improved. Yeah, I'll need to make some more aluminium. I'll do that all off camera. We know what we're doing. I can do it over a period of time. So what we'll do is we'll put that resource in here until we get the aluminium that's required. Yeah, so we're getting a little low on wood, so the paper is the problem at the moment. But we'll be able to make some. We'll be able to get a test done. But we don't want to be wasting these things willy-nilly. No. So we'll have a look. How many can we get? And we can get 44. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. I was hoping to get 100, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we'll get these all crafted up, and then we'll have enough for a quick test. We're short of a resource, which I'm hoping we're going to have enough to get at least some of the paper that we require. Fibre, thatch and wood, 5 of each. I don't think we've got a great deal of wood, but we'll see what we've got. Yes, and all these can be crafted while we're on our adventure to test our weapon. I think we've got plenty of fibre. Oh gosh, yeah, loads of fibre. As I say, it's just the wood really, and we can get lots of that. Yeah, I'll do a lot of resource collecting off camera, get all stuff all built up again. So we'll pull in the thatch, We'll just do the 500. We've got plenty of thatch for this particular job. We're going to need some more. Anyway, we'll craft these papers. Well, I've had to check through everything. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come off camera and I'm going to go and collect a load of resources and bring it all in. So we'll have a look at the results of that, and then we'll go and do our weapons test. It's the midday music. Well, as I said, I'm going to go and get a load of more resources and so forth and get a bit more crafting done. The midday music's just gone off. We're going to go and do a load, then we're going to come back and then we'll see what's what as far as the weapons test is concerned. We need more ammo. Well, we've done really well at collecting resource. With the exception of crystal, we've still got to get a fair bit of crystal and pearls, obviously. What I'm doing is setting up the crafting stations to craft bits and pieces while we're off on our adventures. Well, a quick check on our creatures, we'll bear it on and neglect them, especially when we've still got all this sort of thing in here. I don't want to forget or neglect anything while we're busy doing other stuff, no. Finally, we're ready to go off. I've actually done a bit more collecting of wood and stuff. We've topped up with the trank darts. We've got 50 V8 3 shotgun ammo with us, but I've got some stored away as well, so we've done really well considering. Very pleased indeed, and the intense resource collection took all the trees up there. The metal over there's already come back, which is good, and we've used a lot of ingot which is from the recycling, so we've not even had to make any of that for a while. Yep, very pleased. Okay, our last encounter here, we had to scarper. We lost our pike, didn't we? And there were some cave wolves, ravagers, and they're nasty. We need to be able to take them out pretty quick, so we're going to do a test with them. We can collect items from the orbital drops, and also we can go around, because the trees here have got so much yield of wood compared to most of the other trees within Ark. We'll not only replenish, but we'll add to our wood storage. Yes, and we may even have an outpost in this area in the future. And one thing I do recommend is you become rather conservative when it comes to using the bullets. Don't want to be using anything silly. I mean, you can just pike something because it's so expensive to make these things. Like with this scenario, one bullet would take that out even from full health, but it's not necessary because the turtle's going to do the job for us. Gosh, that's a 140, that one. Goodness sake, don't get distracted. You're going to need discipline and self-control when it comes to being in the heat of a battle. You don't go shooting off bullets unnecessarily. Yes, something I'm really not good at. Oh, here we go. Test time. 135. Right, that first Ravager took 2 because of the level of it. A little complacent there, deliberately. We lost about a quarter of a health. If it was just with the pike, we'd probably be dead. We certainly wouldn't have that much health left. So what we can do is check out that orbital drop. Yeah, there's definitely more spawns in the area. Well, we'll go and have a look in here. And we have, we've got some what I would consider recyclable metal ocean platforms there. Ingot basically. And these Ascendant Fabricator sniper rifles are an excellent addition. Very useful weapon indeed. Ravager 15. Oh, we don't want to be doing that. Anyway, he's at it. Oh, maximum 2 shots, I think, for the higher level wood creatures. That would include Rexes. I'm not sure about the Giga. We'll have to test that out in the future. Got a raptor over there. Don't want to waste any bullets though. We got it. Now, if there was a 150 Rex in the area, I wouldn't shoot it. I'd leave it if I could. Anything useful to be tamed, I wouldn't shoot them. Oh, the orbital drop is back, so we'll go and collect whatever we've got in there. So far, we've not really had anything. Well, the cave wolves are pretty powerful creatures, so we've done quite well. The health's back right up as well. Well, what we got? Gosh, we've got another catcher saddle there. Well, we're going to need them. A couple of other things. Yes, really pleased that we've got this weapon. We can go and do a lot more stuff in different, more dangerous areas. Well, what I think I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the opportunity to collect some more wood, because we're going to need loads of wood, and we're getting some good yield. Well, we're getting there with our Ascendant long neck rifle. We've got our V83 weapons now. Bit mishmash still on the armour, but we're getting little bits and pieces of that, but that's in the lap of the gods at the moment. Yeah, the resource collecting and all that sort of business and the crafting seemed a bit intense because obviously I'm doing it for the video, get it all in. There's no need to be that intense. We're now on day 19, 2016 PM. Yes, I'm going to end it here, but I'm going to continue on collecting resources, considering whether to actually build. Well, we definitely want an outpost here at some point. Great for harvesting wood, plus we've got the orbital drops in the area, which we're getting quite a bit of stuff with. Very pleased indeed, and if you're still with us, thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Oh yes. Yes indeed.